Fight Club 25, we in here, man. Anthony Joshua, he has big plans for 2017. I want to run through his three-man list. I know it's 4 pictures of different opponents in the picture, man, but we have to exclude Joseph Parker, man, from the mix, because he has no plans to fight Joseph Parker in 2017. I'm gonna get to that in just a second, man. I want to start with the first one that Anthony Joshua was looking to fight in the spring of 2017. That is Vladimir Klitschko, man. Vladimir Klitschko was getting up there. He's 40 years old. He's dying to get his hands on some of those titles that he lost, man. The IBF and the WBA titles will be in the mix, as you all know. How do I see this fight playing out with Klitschko and Anthony Joshua? It's like I said in a past video about Klitschko, man. Klitschko has had the advantage over a lot of his opponents, man, with height and reach. I feel that played a part into a lot of his victories, man, because, I mean, if you look, let's just take a look at the fight with David Haye. I should have some footage in this video, but I don't have time for all of that. But if you watch David Haye versus Vladimir Klitschko, David Haye had to literally try to jump up to land on the face of Vladimir Klitschko, man. I mean, it was really hard for him to get in there, man, to get any shots off, man, because of the difference in height. And a lot of times, what Vladimir Klitschko likes to do when his opponents come forward to close the distance, he leans on them, pushes their heads down. He wears them out, man. You've seen it time and time again. He did it to Povetkin. He did it to a lot of people, man. That's just what he does when he goes into a fight with that type of advantage, man. And he'll keep his distance and he'll pick you apart from the outside. And like I said, when you come in on him, he likes to lean down on you, push your head down. He will not be able to do that with Anthony Joshua, just like he wasn't able to do that with Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua is just as big as Vladimir Klitschko, and probably maybe even stronger than Vladimir Klitschko at this point, man. So this will be a competitive fight. If the same Klitschko that fought Tyson Fury shows up to fight Anthony Joshua, I have Anthony Joshua beating Vladimir Klitschko, man. He looked gun shy in that fight. He didn't look good against Vladimir Klitschko at all, man. So, I mean, excuse me, he didn't look good against Tyson Fury at all. I think that Anthony Joshua has a very good chance of beating Vladimir Klitschko. The second guy that's on his list for 2017, this will fall into a summer fight. David Haye, in the interview, they asked Anthony Joshua about David Haye. I should put the link in the description, man. But I'm telling you, man, my time these days, my schedule these days is really getting hectic, man. I don't even have time to respond to comments in the way that I usually like to. But anyway, David Haye, when they asked Anthony Joshua about David Haye, Anthony Joshua says he's more than willing to fight David Haye if he can get past Tony Bellew in March. He says he's more than willing for a summertime fight with David Haye. That's a very interesting fight, man. It's interesting for a lot of reasons, because we have not seen David Haye pushed to the limit in a long time, man. He hasn't fought anybody. The inactivity, that's why it'll be interesting to see how he looks against Tony Bellew, so we could get some sort of idea of how David Haye, of how he's fighting these days, how he's looking these days, because it's just a question, man. So him and Anthony Joshua, it could go one or two ways, man. I think if vintage David Haye shows up, if he goes in there looking young, looking strong with that speed and that explosiveness, and he's not really that big of a heavyweight, man. He once fought at cruiserweight. I think he fights at around like 210, 220. He's light on his feet. This could be a tough fight for Anthony Joshua. I'm not gonna lie, man. It really can. It could go the distance, possibly. But if he is not looking as he once looked, man, if Father Time has caught up with David Haye, Anthony Joshua, that would be a winnable fight for him. But it'll be interesting, man, and I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. Somebody needs to get rid of David Haye, man, for the good of the sport, man. That's how I feel. And lastly, man, Deontay Wilder for a fall fight, man. Deontay Wilder, they asked Anthony Joshua what was up with that. And he said Deontay Wilder is looking to unify the titles, and he said he's willing to fight Deontay Wilder in the fall, man. So spring, summer, fall, Klitschko, Haye, Wilder, that's a tough schedule, man. That's a tough schedule. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have to see it to believe it, because in boxing, nothing is etched in stone. As you all know, Deontay Wilder is trying to get Hughie Fury for a tune-up match, which I feel isn't in the best interest of Hughie Fury, man. I mean, you know, he'll line up his pockets with some cash, but as a career move, you know, being a prospect, you got 20-0. You know, you're building up a good resume just to jump in there and be the sacrificial lamb for Eddie Hearn. I mean, for Al Heyman and Deontay Wilder. To me, that doesn't make sense, man. It may make sense to some others, man. This is all, let me just say this, and this is all subjective. You know, a lot of people like to pretend that they're the foremost authority on all things boxing, but this is the sweet science. It's not rocket science, man. It's all subjective, man. That's how I feel about it. I could be wrong. Somebody else could be wrong, but it's not that serious, man. In my opinion, man, it's my opinion. You dig? So if he fights Hughie Fury, I believe Deontay Wilder will win by stoppage. I believe that. He's also set to fight the winner of Pavek and Stavern. He's ordered by the WBC to fight the winner of those two, which leaves him open for the fall, man. So we can potentially see Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder, which is the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing, in my opinion, man. And I lean towards Deontay Wilder in that fight. I'm not going to get into the why right now. That's my take on that. Now, Joseph Parker, man, I know a lot of Joseph Parker fans. You know, I'm a Parker fan myself. You know, they'll be saying, oh, he's ducking Joseph Parker, especially if Joseph Parker wins the WBO belt and maintains it in the year of 2017. They'll say that he's ducking them. But, you know, to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's all about the money, man, for Eddie Hearn. And it's all about the money. Right now, at this particular point in time, I don't think Joseph Parker brings the type of money to the table, man, that these guys, you know, I just don't see it. I don't see it. So maybe in 2018, man, if Parker has that WBO strap, if he beats Ruiz Jr. and he's able to hold on to it, and he still has it in 2018, we could possibly see a unification between him and Anthony Joshua. I feel it's a bad move for Anthony Joshua to wait, man, because Joseph Parker is only getting better. He hasn't even peaked yet. So if they're the two last men standing, if Anthony Joshua was able to get past Deontay Wilder, it'll be a good fight, man. It'll be a good fight. But right now, as it stands, Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, man, that's the biggest heavyweight fight that can be made, man. That's gonna be something. But anyway, man, let me wrap this up. This video is going too long, man. Anthony Joshua, his plans for 2017. Fight Club 25. Subscribe.